greetings and salutations. I've been watching a fair amount of the television show Justified, and it occurred to me that I could very well be a southern vampire with this eye patch instead of a pirate vampire. So, thanks to the transformative powers of Walter Goggins and Deputy Marshal Raylan Givens, I am now a vampire redneck. Kind of like in Sinners. But they were considerably cooler than I am. Actually, I think I would get along pretty well with Smoke. He's a straight shooter. Yeah, recapping the last couple of days have been emotional. Last week on Uncle Rico's Storytime, I went and played hockey and got face washed trying to make a save on a breakaway on this dude who was really good, and severely scratched the cornea of my eye. When I got out of hockey, I knew there were problems with my truck, but my eye was bothering me so much that I drove it and got about a half mile down the road before my drive shaft broke off. Locked up the front end. Tow truck driver was saying something about it being four-wheel, that it might have locked up the front. Either way, it does not matter because I have a cracked exhaust manifold also. I was looking at about $1,000 there. So I'm looking at $3,000 or $4,000 in damages, in repairs to the truck, and there's still all sorts of weird shit wrong with it. The wiper fluid and blades don't work. The radio doesn't work. The noises it makes from inside the dashboard are fucking bizarre. It sounds like an electric typewriter in there. Sometimes it just fucking starts doing a buzzing alarm without like any error codes or anything. It's not seatbelt. It's so it was part of my, what did I have, 11 vehicles last year, so I didn't even make a year. I spent $10,000 cash for it, so I'm officially done with my Nissans. They're just too electronic. I need old, I need American. I'm gonna lick my wounds. What I thought was a regret purchase when I got my hands on, I bought another Crown Vic, and what I thought was a regret purchase because I owe money for taxes. Last year they made me a consultant instead of an employee, and I had been saving money, but I didn't take into account all the fees that it costs and everything, and I also forgot about state tax, so looking at like $8,000 having to pay for taxes. So I was regretting the Crown Vic, but now in hindsight, hey, now I have a car. So probably just crap out on the truck, sell it for $1,500. Hopefully, somebody want to buy it as a rebuild or just for the engine, and then find an older S10 or a so a little V6 Ford or a little Dodge Dakota or something, a little Ranger. So the truck broke down, and instead of signing up for AAA right away, I knew I had all weekend to move it, but I'm feeling sorry for myself. I have to wear this. I can't go out in the sunlight. Doctor said normally it's 3 to 5 days for a cornea scratch. It's a corneal. I went into urgent care. I had a corneal abrasion. So I get done with I get the tow truck driver going on the truck. I have a lot of fun with cab drivers. I get out there. I fix my Uber account. Uber to urgent care. Get out of urgent care. They say 26 minutes for another Uber, so I just walk back to my house. But I just basically lick my wounds for the next 2 days, and then Sunday rolls around and I go to register for AAA, and of course there's a 48-hour window for when you sign up before you can use their towing thing, which makes sense, and I'm an idiot. So we get my buddy. My buddy is down in I think Nashville or someplace at a convention, and he's like, dude, use my AAA. I've done it before. Just go and meet him. We'll say we were together and I had to leave. So I gotta wait until nighttime. My buddy checks in with me. My buddy Sanjay, he comes, picks me up, drives me down to where my truck is at 7 o'clock at night. I wait until the sun goes down, go out, drive out to my truck to meet the AAA tow truck driver. Well, keeps giving me updates. Hey, we got your driver. You'll get a text update with an ETA shortly. And then like 20 minutes later, hey, we got your driver. Same thing. So that happens 4 times. Finally a driver shows up. And he's like, yeah, I can't do this. And he shows up, he's got a flatbed. And the way I was dropped off, I'm like, no, you can't. And he's like, yeah, it's going to be, another... He goes, it's a AAA saying it's going to be another 2 hours. But he's like, I got a guy with a wheel lift. I'm like, the wheel lifts are so common. Why is this such a hard problem? He's like, I got a guy with a wheel lift. He's right down the road. It could be like an hour, but he'll tell you what to do. So... call this guy. This guy says, okay, call up AAA, tell them that you want to get the same tow truck driver that you've had in the past. That's me. Give them the code. They'll kick that task to me, hopefully. So I call my buddy, tell him what's up. He does that, calls me back, and he's like, nope, not at all. The dispatcher wouldn't even take the call. She started a new task. She said it'd probably be a couple hours, but you've got to be there. You can't leave it. At this point, I'm downtown Phoenix for 3 hours now with a fucked up eye. And I'm like, dude, I'm fucking out of here. If they're saying 2 hours, they said 15 minutes before, and it ended up being 3 hours. If they're saying 2 hours now, it could be fucking tomorrow. So... I start getting my Uber. No Uber will pick me up. They're all over the place, but nobody will pick me up because I am in the hood, not in the hood, but I'm like a couple of blocks away from the bad neighborhood of Phoenix. And my address is right next to the strip joint, so it looks like I'm going to the strip joint, so nobody will pick me up. Finally, this lady grabs me, takes me home. It's like $50. It's like $50-$60 every time. As soon as I walk in the door, take my contact out, put medicine in my eye, phone call. It's this dude. He's like, hey, I'm your driver. I'm right nearby. And I go, okay, well, just to be clear, like, do you know that the drive chain is vast, so you got to lift up the back end? He goes, yeah, I got a hoist that is maneuverable, so I can slide it. And I go, yeah, I think I'm gonna trash it, so I really don't care if you winch it and drag it, if there's any damage, honestly. And I go, but here's the deal, is I have been sitting there since 7 o'clock, so I left, man. I am in Apache Junction, and I have Ubered down there 3 times already. Is there any way, please, that you can... I got the keys in the gas tank. If you come out I got a $20 cash tip for you. And he goes, okay, let me ask for approval from the dispatcher. I'll call you right back. And he hangs up on me. And I'm like, no fucking way, dude. So he calls me up about a half hour later. And he's like, where am I going? I said, I manage a storage facility, so, I'll be here, I'll be up, I promise you. And he's like, all right, man, I got you. He's like, I figure I gotta do something good today. And I was like, dude, you have no idea. So he comes, drops off my truck at 12:30 in the morning. So it took 5.5 hours. AAA. I should have canceled my membership right away, but I just kind of figure it's part of my penance that I need to pay for getting the anniversary of my stepdad's passing, which I attribute all of this shitstorm to. So I will never forget March 20th again, and I plan on getting a tattoo because I've got my dad's tat over here the day he passed, and I should give my stepdad equal tribute because he has earned it. So that is my plan once I'm back on my feet. First I have insurance to do and all this other crap, but I've rigged up my glasses. I can take my contact out because I wear my contact if I'm trying to drive. Driving was not good. I can't drive at night anymore. I can't do this. I should not do that. So very dangerous. But I can take my contact out and put my glasses on, and then I taped over my other glass, the eyeglass here, so the sun, so I can watch TV and the bright light doesn't bother it. I realized that I was putting the medicine on wrong for the first day and a half to 2 days. You got to really just kind of put it right down into your eyeball. And as soon as I started doing that, it started clearing it up. So I'm still hoping there's not pressure issues because it is still sensitive. But I'm not going to go into the hospital. I'm going to ride it out and give it the 7 days. But I did watch some movies. 3 Billboards in Hibbings was spectacular. It was 2 hours, I think. It was a longer movie, but holy smokes. I put it on, and there's not a lot of action to it. It's just really well done. The actors in it, Frances McDormand, Woody Harrelson. Oh my god, why do I always forget this fucking guy's name? He's tremendous, and I love him. I'm not gonna get hung up. But it's so well done that you're at the end and you're like, what the and it's one of those endings where you're like, you should normally be. I hate endings where there's no finality. Like I just watched No Country for Old Men, and yes, some stuff did happen at the end, but like Sugar got away. It just I hate it. If I invest 2 hours, I want there to be some kind of a concrete, conclusive ending. This one was one of those where it was like kind of a cliffhanger thing, but you're not angry about it because you're left to wonder about just what they would be like in. It ends with 2 people in a car that you don't think would be together. And then after the movie's over, you're kind of thinking about the personal growth that both of them will probably do and probably use for each other, and hopefully you just start thinking about their car ride. So that is the ending. Now, what I realized is, and this is a spoiler here, so if you haven't seen it, turn your volume down for the next 20 seconds, 30 seconds. But what I realized is at no point did the disgraced deputy tell the mom what this dude looked like. So when they drive out to Idaho or wherever that fucking dirtbag is, you're assuming that they will cool off and probably not murder him. They'll probably bring him to justice the correct way. In real life, and knowing that character, once she sets eyes on him, that fucker is dead. And that's something that you don't realize. She doesn't know that it's the fucking guy that came by her shop and harassed her and scared the shit out of her. Once she sees that guy, she'll know and she'll want to put him down. So just an amazing, amazing movie. Tried to watch Passion of the Christ. Just, it was weird. It was like with the magic. I thought it was going to be more like Jesus's life, in real life, not magic-y. So I turned that off. And then I watched Crazy Heart, and that was a good watch. Unfortunately, as a writer, I kind of try to see in movies where they're gonna go, and I knew he was gonna fuck up with the kid. I'm glad it was just losing him. But yeah, it's a sad movie, but hopeful ending, which was nice. But boy, you wish you would have got another shot. I mean, just because he even lets the kids like, hey, go explore. Yeah, that's not smart with a 4 or 5 or a 5-year-old, but yeah, he was drinking. Once you throw in the fact that you're drinking, even the common, you overlook it if you're sober. Yeah, shit happens, it's okay. But if you're drinking, and that was always a problem. So forget what I was going with that. But yeah. So holy crap, yeah. Using the medicine, hoping to get healthy again. With the hand surgery, and now the eyeball. Kind of chomping at the bit to get back and get healthy. I am using these as excuses. I can still work out. That's what I need to do. But yeah, I've just basically been laying low. And I started to read again. One of my favorite authors, John Sanford, writes a detective series. The main character of Lucas Davenport. He's a former college hockey player, real badass, that kind of do the shady stuff that needs to be done to get people off real animals off the streets. The series turns into him as a detective for serial killers. So it's a great series, and I think there's a ton of books. I think there's like 20 books, and then he's got a couple of spin-offs. One of them I just found out is his daughter. So I have a problem reading books that have characters that I can't identify. I realize that I can't read. Maybe, I don't know, maybe that was just the author that I didn't like, but I've tried to read my mom's favorite author, but the characters were female and I couldn't do it. I can't. I gotta be able to become that person. Yeah, I'm reading again. Hopefully this thing will heal up. Let's see, it's Friday. It happened Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Well, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. 3.5 days. Okay, halfway there. It is showing marked improvement. Okay, it's a short one, 20 minutes. How do I say goodbye as a redneck vampire? I don't know. I'm too fucking tired. So, hopefully the shitstorm will stop. Stop your onslaught. I don't know what. I don't even know what that was. All right, peace out.